Today we'll be adding some line designs and patterns to our marker print dot from last time. The first thing we're going to do is cut out our dot. Notice that there's a pencil line and that's the shape of a circle. So we're going to cut on the pencil line. When I'm cutting, I'm going slow and trying to stay on the line. I'm using my other hand to hold the paper and turn it as I'm cutting. With your paper scraps, you can go ahead and recycle them, and we should have our dot cut out in a circle shape. The next thing we'll be doing is using a Sharpie to draw lines on top of our marker print. You can use the line example page for ideas, and if you flip it over, you can also see some patterns that we'll use to fill in sections that are created by the lines. So you can start with any line from this page or make up one on your own, but it should start on one side of your dot and go to the other side across from it. So for example, here is a wavy line. Remember when you're using a Sharpie that you never want to press too hard on the Sharpie. You want to keep the tip of the marker pointy so that it will draw nicely for you. If you press really hard on it, then it will get dull and it won't be very fun to draw with. So we just want to apply a little bit of pressure to our Sharpie when we're drawing today. And remember that a Sharpie is a permanent marker, so be careful with it. You never want to purposely draw on yourself or the table or art supplies. A Sharpie will stay there for a while, so we need to be extra careful with it. I think I'm going to do a double wavy line and follow the first one that I made. And again, I'm going from one side to the other. So the wavy lines went across. I'm going to do more of a vertical line, and I'm going to do this in a zigzag shape. So this is a zigzag line. If you want, you can draw your lines first with a pencil and then outline them with a Sharpie. Remember that you're drawing on top of your marker print. So if you need to erase, make sure you erase gently so that you don't remove any of the awesome color that we added with the markers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I could do a couple more lines. You should do at least 8 lines across your dot. You can use ideas from the sheet or you can make up your own. Once you've drawn at least 8 lines, then if you use any pencil, you can take an eraser and gently erase any of the extra pencil lines. This will make your dot look much neater. The next thing we're going to do is draw some patterns inside the sections that the lines created on our dots. So I'm going to fill this section here with spiral lines. You can choose any shape or pattern to fill in your sections. So I'm repeating a spiral in this section, which is creating a pattern. Remember, a pattern is something that is repeated. So I'm continuing to fill this space up with spirals. Now you don't have to fill every section with a pattern. If I have a pattern here, so I have all my spirals here, next to it, I could decide to leave this space blank, and then I will fill this section here with a different pattern. I'm going to do some striped diagonal lines in this section. And again, I'm repeating the same thing all the way through the section. Now I have a pattern here, so I could decide to leave this space blank or add a pattern. I think I'll leave it blank, and then in here I will add a small pattern of dots. Remember, do not press too hard on your Sharpie to make dots. Just lightly press it onto your paper. We don't want the Sharpie to have a dull tip. We want it to stay pointed, so it will draw nicely for us. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of my patterns. So I am all done adding patterns to my dot. I hope you had fun drawing lines and patterns to your marker print dot. I can't wait to see how they turn out.